Hey there, I am back for another deck review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Caribbean Wind playing cards, the Pirates Edition. These come to us from SVI Group. They've done a few different successful Kickstarter campaigns, including Lords and Gods of Egypt, the Wild West deck, and then most recently they were just funded for the Crown Jewels deck. But this is their most recently fulfilled deck, the Caribbean Wind. This is a limited edition deck, so there's 1,000 of each color. There's a red deck and a blue deck. You can get these on playingcarddex.com. Put a link in the description where you can check them out. But what are the decks all about? Well, these are inspired by Captain William Kidd, who was a prominent pirate from the 17th century. And so pirates really kind of became the theme for the deck and very prominently featured all the way throughout. And you'll see that as we go through. But let's start out by taking a look at the tuck case. So it is a red matte tuck case, a very nice kind of premium feel to it. Nicely done with just the general feel of the tuck case, and everything that you see printed on here is going to be foiled and or embossed. A very nice luxury feel to the deck. So in the front it says Caribbean Wind Pirates in gold at the bottom, and then Caribbean Sea in this red foil. At the top it says playing cards, and then you've got outline of the Caribbean islands. You have a ship coming through here in the background, these rays, kind of giving the feel of a navigational map in the back. And then you've got the compass rose in red foil here, and then of course the large oversized ship cutting through the waters there at the top in gold foil. A very nice, clean feel to the deck. That red foil on the red background sometimes can have a tendency to blend in a little bit at certain angles, but it definitely gives it a very clean feel to the deck. So really like how that was done. On the sides, you don't have any writing. You just have this red foil compass rose with a fleur-de-lis and kind of repeated 4 times there in the design. And that's the same thing repeated on both sides. On the bottom, we've got 55 premium quality playing cards designed and manufactured by the SPCC. That's the Smart Playing Card Company. So that's a playing card company that specifically was formed to manufacture decks for the SVI group. So you're not going to see these on very many other decks. But we'll see whether that's a good or a bad thing in a minute. The back is not the back design of the cards themselves, but it is a really nice design. Just a ton of beautiful work done there in red foil with the gold medallion look on the center here. All embossed and foiled all the way through, really nicely done. Here you've got the skull wearing a pirate's hat with the crossed sabers underneath, and then you've got just tons of scroll work and leaf work coming all the way out. Really nicely done. You have a custom tuck seal covered up the top here, so it just says Pirates in gold, and then your custom tuck seal is 2018, has your anchor and ship's wheel, and then Caribbean Wind at the bottom. And you can see right here in the middle where it's numbered. So this one's number 388 out of 1,000. So 1,000 deck limited edition. You have a little bit more foil, that red foil here in the middle forming a design. And then on the inner flaps here, you've got that skull with the crossed swords. So very, very nice tuck case. I do like what they did with the tuck case, but you want to see the cards themselves. So let's go into those. Here you go with the back design. So it's this bronze colored back, which is a little bit different. I don't think I've ever seen this on a deck of cards, but it's bronze with a kind of deep red, almost maroon design on the back. I don't know how I feel about the bronze itself. Not my favorite color for the back. It's an interesting match with the maroon, but I think I probably would have preferred this be kind of a white or maybe even off-white color to offset that maroon a little bit more. But this is what you've got. The design itself, I think, is really nicely done. A lot of detail in this. You've got the skull with the pirate's hat and swords again, and then you've got the compass rose in the middle. It's a 2-way back design, which I like, and just tons of intricate work and the scroll work and leaf work going all the way around. So I think it's really nicely done. Has a medium border around the edge, and it's just slightly broken up with just little bits of detail here where the design expands beyond the border. So kind of forming a little bit more of a shaped border. So I think it's a really nice design, even if I don't love the color scheme done on the back. But let's flip them over and look at the other side. So first off, extra cards, you get 3 of them. So start with the ad card. Here's your ad card, Caribbean Wind, the Royal Charter, designed and manufactured by SPCC, along with their website and some extra information there. And then you have the two ships engaged in battle up here at the top in the water. And then you have a faint gray design covering the back of the card there. So it's a nice looking ad card, not bad. And then your two jokers. So here's your red joker. Red joker is pirate. Presumably that's Captain Kidd right there with the red jacket and then standing on a treasure chest. So through all this, all the colors removed except for the color red, kind of matching the back of the deck. I think that really helps them pop out really nicely. So I like the artwork done on this one. There you go. And then your second one, your black joker, is the skull with crossed swords again, and then just sort of leaf or kind of flourish work all the way around and scroll work down at the bottom. There's your black joker. Now the cards themselves. These don't come in your standard new deck order, probably a result of just using a different printer than most companies do. But it comes with all the hearts in order, then the diamonds, then the clubs, and then the spades are last. So just a little bit of a different order. Here's your ace of hearts though. So the ace of hearts, you have a fairly standard pip in the middle, and then you have the indices in the corner, a little bit larger than usual. Probably makes these pretty good for gameplay or something like that. But the thing you'll notice the most is this kind of gray, almost a watermark background there. So gives it a little bit of a depth feel and kind of a shadow box almost. It's interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of have a mixed feeling about it, but it's not bad. It gives it a little bit of interest to it. And then you can kind of see the design work that's done through there and that pattern that goes all the way through. So nice, and you'll see that on all of the cards as you go through the deck. So pretty standard on the number cards otherwise, but then you get to these. So the court cards all have different prominent pirates on them. They're done in black and white except for the red, and then they all have a banner down the middle with the name of the pirate. The Kickstarter campaign actually included a booklet where you could kind of find out a little bit about the different pirates. Didn't get this with the Kickstarter campaign, so I obviously don't have that. But here you go with these. I think the hand-drawn artwork, really well done. I love they found male and female pirates to make the jacks and the queens, kings through here. So really nicely done on these. And then we'll look through the rest. So just a quick look through these. Diamonds are gonna look pretty standard. And then here's your Jack, Queen, and King of Diamonds. I like how they have the red hair here. This is an Irish pirate actually right here. And then you got the monkey on the shoulder for the King of Diamonds. Here's your black cards. So the clubs, all the way to these. Here's an Asian pirate actually, Cheng Ai Sao, featured there. So some different pirates. There's your classic parrot on the shoulder. Here's your ace of spades. So the ace of spades, you have kind of a smaller spade in the middle, but then it's surrounded by a lot of detail, including ships on the side, the ship's wheel, and then just says Caribbean Wind Pirates 2018 at the bottom. And then going through the spades, and then there's your court card for the spades. So I like the artwork that was done here. Mixed feelings about the gray background, but nice looking deck overall, especially if you like this color scheme on the back. Now, how do they handle? They handle okay, I will say. They're a little bit harder to fan than a lot of decks. Yeah, you'll see you kind of screwed up over there. They're a harder deck to fan than some, and I think that's just because of the finish on the back. So the finish is meant to mimic an air cushion finish, but it's a good bit rougher. And let me see if I can illustrate a little bit of that. So I have a couple of just standard bicycle cards here. So take a listen as I kind of rub these two together, and then I'll switch over to the Caribbean Winds. So first off, the bicycles. And then here's the Caribbean Winds. And then back to the bicycles. And the Caribbean. So hopefully you could hear that difference between the two. These are a lot louder, kind of a rougher feel to them when you're handling them. Don't love how that was done. They still fan and cut fine, but they just, it doesn't feel as good when you're using them. It kind of gives it a little bit of a cheaper feel, which really isn't in line with the tuck case, where I think they did an outstanding job of giving it a luxury feel. So kind of mixed feelings about the deck overall. Some things I liked, the tuck case, I think the artwork on the court cards was really, really nicely done. Things I didn't like, this color scheme done here, obviously the finish, and then kind of mixed feelings about this this gray watermark that was done on all these. So kind of a mixed bag as we look at this deck. But if you're interested in picking these up, these are available on playingcarddecks.com. I will put a link to where you can check those out. And other than that, hope you enjoyed the review, and I will see you for the next one.